What's up, my beautiful people? Welcome to my channel. I am the Spiritual Bodybuilder. Thank you for joining me. Today, we're going to talk about the new moon at 4 degrees of Scorpio. So I'm sure you all have been feeling this deepening, shifting energy. And, I know sometimes we can feel that, we're just like, when the hell is this going to be over with? When is it going to go back to normal? Well, guess what? We are moving into the new normal. The new normal is really going to be solidified next year, in this next decade, right? Now going into Scorpio season is always, at least I always feel it's very deep, massive. My Venus is in Scorpio, and my rising sign is Aries, so I always feel the 8th house stuff really, really deeply. There's always a lot of epiphanies, a lot of revelations that come to mind. Subconscious things that we really don't want to think about, or maybe we don't want to look at, that are going to be coming up here, right? And, if you notice, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the chart here. If you notice, everything right now, with the exception of Chiron, Black Moon Lilith, Uranus, and the North Node, is all in the upper half, or the final 6 houses of the zodiac. So that means that, like, we've gone through the first half, the internal, the inside, the depth of like all the internal work. Now it's our environment that's going to be teaching us all these lessons that we need to take action on. This is a action-oriented energy, especially with all this energy, in Capricorn, like breaking apart the foundation. We're like taking a jackhammer to the foundation of our life right now. And this last 3 months of this year is really breaking up all the crap that we just have not wanted to look at really our entire lives. This is a 37-year cycle. I mean, we're coming to the end of multiple, like, massive cycles. But the big thing is, like, in this lifetime, from 81 to 83, the last time that Pluto and Saturn conjuncted, and that was, of course, in Libra. Now it's squaring that. So there is just so much that's being broken down, so much that is coming out in the open, and it can get ugly. It can be difficult, but it's also a necessary part of growth. Where we have the universe pushing us to the place that deep down our soul is saying that we want to go. So we must go in that direction. Because if we don't, then, we're going to be stuck and solidified in this pattern, in this loop. You might have felt like lately that there's been this loop going on and on and on and on. And you keep going through it. You keep trying to take a different approach, but the same thing just keeps happening. Well, this new moon is going to spur the jackhammering of that energy out into the open. And sometimes that releases all kinds of stuff you didn't even know was down in it, right? So we have right with this new moon, we have Mars, which is in detriment in Libra, 15 degrees. That is exactly square to Saturn at 15 degrees. Okay. Now, and it's also quincunx to Neptune. So those energies together it's like another layer of the shell cracking, like one of those Russian dolls. You know what I mean? That is just cracking open this extra layer when we thought we didn't have any more layers left. Like, holy crap, what's going on, dude? Right? But Saturn and Pluto is like, look, you need to face this and deal with it so that we can grow and get you to where you want to go. Let's go. Saying chop, chop. All right. It's like a drill sergeant. Like, yo, time to get up and move. All right. We also have the new moon and the sun semi-square to really the south node. Okay, but you could loosely say, Saturn and even Pluto there too with the moon. So this is, letting go and, creating this new, looking at this new depth of foundation. We're excavating that foundation into a deeper aspect of the foundation to rebuild it. Okay, and that requires some destruction. So there may be some kind of destruction going on in life, but the breaking down is sort of, as the breaking down energy moves, the energy that comes in to rebuild is coming and taking its place almost like immediately, okay? Like, because we all have, in our energetic field, we have a certain amount of, say PSI, right? pressure per square inch. And as we release the old, it has to be replaced by something else. And, you know, we've been struggling and fighting and working through this energy, and it's just been layer after layer after layer. Now, being in Scorpio, you know, especially with Mercury getting ready to go retrograde in there, this is cracking that next layer that we haven't been able to crack before. All right. And now then when Mercury is going to come all the way back and go all the way forward, it's going to be in Scorpio until the beginning of December 9th, I believe. So, you know, this is going through, it's a very last plow, if you will, going through that 8th house energy, that Scorpio energy, to show us, make us look at right in our face, what are we doing to sabotage our lives? And now what can we do to move beyond that? What can we do to really finally move into the life that we want? And that new life is starting next year. We have Jupiter here at 22 degrees, getting closer to the galactic center. All right, starting to move fast. You know, we're feeling the belief systems are really purging now. Okay, then we also have the sun and moon quincunx over to the black moon Lilith and basically Chiron. So again, this is shining a light on the subconscious parts of our identity, our ego that is bruised, the part of our ego that wants to hold on to the past. All right, so a lot of this energy is really feeling like forcing us to let go of the past, letting go of what no longer serves us. Okay, and then of course it's directly opposed to Uranus. Now, when there's an opposition, whatever planet is opposing it, is in our environment. Okay, so we all know by now Uranus is like unexpected. It's evolutionary energy, but it's unexpected, abrupt changes that we really don't see coming. We can, and I tell you what, you know, being an astrologer, I've tried in many ways to predict and to figure out how this Uranus energy is going to hit me. I never get it. Never ever. It always hits me from an angle. I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? Right. So the best thing that you can do with this energy is be prepared for the unexpected, and just know that whatever's coming is coming to re-solidify our foundation at that next level and bring us in with the self-confidence, the self-assurance, self-awareness, and the self-worth that we need to be at that next level. This is all about facing our fears, guys. Okay. And, you know, a lot of us here have been doing the work for a long time. Well, now it's going to start to pay off, really pay off. And if you're in a good place right now, kudos to you. That's awesome. That means that, you know, you're doing something right and things are just going to start to catapult in major ways for you. Now, for us, you know, like people that have still, you know, I'm an empath, so I feel this energy. So I'm speaking as part of the collective to you because I'm right there with you. You know, I'm in the trenches. All right. And so for us, you know, we're getting that point where like, all right, dude, just do what you're going to do. It's fuck it. Chuck it in the fuck it bucket. That's kind of like the energy that, you know, is permeating right now because we don't have the energy to fight it anymore. It's like there's just been this struggle, this survival energy that is coming up and out of us. And we're fighting it because that's our ego, Chiron's way of, you know, knowing how to operate in this world. But we have to get rid of that survival energy so that we can thrive, because we cannot thrive in a survived place. Okay. Very, very important. And, you know, that's really the energies that are going on right now. I mean, we do have, you know, Uranus trining over to the south node now, which is nice because that's going to allow this us letting go of the past, you know, a little bit easier. Those trine energies allow things to move through smoothly. And it's also trine. We have the north node trine to the new moon as well, which is, you know, really getting a big infusion. When this new energy comes in, it's an infusion of seeing our destiny, of feeling what we want to feel to go into that next phase. We're going to get a lot of these glimpses, connecting a lot of these dots, saying, yes, this is it. These are the people that I need to be around. This is what I need to do, but we still have the free will to choose whether we want to go into it or not. Okay? So we need to make sure, you know, The soul can handle so much, and I'm telling you right now that we do have the capacity to face this. It's not easy. It's going to take 100% of our effort, okay? We may slip up, we may fall, we may stumble, but we can do it. So I want you to, I want you to understand that yes, this is very difficult energy, in some regards, but at the same time, with the level of difficulty, there's also a level of refreshing, opening up, strengthening energy. We're gonna start to feel the strength deep down, and we just have to tune into that frequency, tune into that energy, and go forward with it. I literally, like, in this last month, I have had so many unexpected, strange things happen to me, and now I find myself around such a positive, amazing group of people, true leaders, former like special forces guys, and like mothers of like 4, 5, 6 children that have made something of themselves, made their dreams come true. And, being around people that are inspired like that, inspired people inspire people, just like hurt people hurt people. So if you want to inspire the world, you need to get around inspiring people. Does that make sense? You do not have to be around hurt people. When you find, because say you are around a lot of toxic people, right? And you see someone inspiring, I don't know, say like you go to a meetup group or something like that, or you're in the gym or whatever, and you see someone that just, they feel inspiring. You might be afraid to walk up to that person, all right? That is the test. Because if you walk up to that person is going to pour into you, and is gonna be open, like, yeah, hey, let's go, follow me, let's do it, let's make it happen, let's hang out, let's chat, let's network, and you're gonna have the choice. Do you want to go with that, even though it might be a little uncomfortable because you're gonna have to stand in your power, or are you gonna still just go back and shrink yourself down, and be around toxic people because you're like, you're the one that holds that glue together? We don't want to be around that toxic shit anymore, but we have to have the courage to step in to the place where those inspiring people are, because those inspiring people, they have a bubble around them of energy, and it's a different kind of energy than toxic people are. And we have to get used to letting go of that. We may have an attachment to some kind of the toxicity, and making that shift, we have to face and feel that toxic nature and let it go. So I encourage you, please step into that inspirational energy. Contact, or, go towards the people that inspire you. Surround yourself with them. Blanket yourself in their energy. I promise you will not regret it. So, with that being said, we're going to look at the inside degrees of 4 degrees of Scorpio. Now, of course, this is dark and deep, but again, we have the choice. This is pushing us. Begging us, almost forcing us, okay, to go towards that inspirational energy, and tell the toxic energy to go screw. We don't need you anymore. We don't want you. Bye, Felicia. So Scorpio, 4 degrees, a loud roar as a tornado approaches. The storm of the world come right through where and when they are needed. They must wipe out ordinary consciousness and bring into play every kind of release, spirit, and force. When we live in the thick of storms, and with always another threatened or impending, we are impelled into depth emotions, tumultuously drawn to activate the undersoul personally and collectively. You sense the violent urgency for everybody round about of whatever you are going through. And so you are plunged into storms to seek cleansing and release, to bring up what is under there and let it play itself out freely. You do this with temptations toward every obsessive or addictive state imaginable, and with a tremendous guiding force leading you through any and every extreme to make all of existence come alive from deep inside, elementally, primally, and regeneratively. So this is digging into the deepest, most primal, most foundational aspects of our core energy. And it's creating a storm and saying, get up, go. You need this storm to push your ass into gear, to create your dream life. And if you're watching this, I believe that you are going to go into that energy of inspiration. I really hope and pray that when you watch this and you listen to my words, that you find that strength, that courage, and that willpower to push through and go connect with those people that you know are good for you. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be like a storm inside you, but once you get through that storm, it's beautiful. That's walking through your fear. That's going through that threshold. There's 99% to 100% ratio, right? That 99% is that fear that keeps holding you back from everything that you want, desire. We must go through that 1%, and that is the most difficult thing we'll ever do. But we have a massive opportunity right now to break that cycle, to break the chain, to break into the life of our dreams. And it may look different than we had envisioned, because we're going to become a new person when we step in to that dream life. And it's probably going to be way better than you ever possibly imagined, because on top of having everything, in abundance that you want, you will have inner peace. And many of us, especially if you're empathic, and you're a starseed light worker or whatnot, you've held on to this pain, generations worth of pain for your entire life. And I'm right there with you. And I can tell you what, that I can feel it coming up and coming out. And I hope you can too. So let's do this together. All right. I hope you guys have a wonderful new moon, and I will see you guys next time.